I'm Shreyas and I'm representing Group 37 and we are presenting the project of a visualization. So we have visualized the European football dataset which comprises of the top 5 leagues from the top division of countries like France, England, Spain, Germany and Italy. As you can show, we have represented these leagues using the political map where you can hover onto it and the top 5 countries are depicted by red. Later, if you hover on it, turns to yellow and the country as well as its top division league is shown over here. And also when we zoom onto the map, or it is zoomed when you click on it, the location of the clubs in which cities they are located is been shown on the map itself with the help of blue dots. So later on, as we select the country, our statistics is updated with using the bar graph as shown as well as the scatter plot. So these bar graph shows the goals scored by the league itself or the fouls committed and the passes. You can toggle between these three attributes using the buttons. So when the data for the whole top 5 leagues is shown, it is shown with respect to these parameters in the scatter plot itself. We can see the relations, how they affect each other within the whole all the top 5 leagues and within each league itself. In the second or the other side of the dashboard, we have implemented a radar plot which you can use to compare two individual players, their attributes and their performance, like which player is better than the other, or should the scouts retain one player or choose for the other one. So with the help of these attributes or these visualizations, the scouting team as well as the analytics team of many football teams will be benefit from it. Now, as we have shown in the poster, so let's dive towards the implementation of it. So right now, as we can see, we have the whole Europe given over here. So this bar graph right now shows the goals scored in the each league of it. Let's say the Premier League has goals. We can compare which league has scored the most goals. So as we can see that Premier League has scored more goals as compared to the other leagues. We can infer from it that the attackers in these leagues are better than the others, or we can infer otherwise the defenders are much weaker than the other leagues. So let's say La Liga. So now we have two opinions that attackers are better or the defenders are weaker. So let's say La Liga has less goals than compared to the others. So if we turn towards the fouls, we can see that the fouls committed in La Liga is much higher. So we can infer that actually the defenders are more tough and the league is more rough than the others. Hence, we can say that defenders are better in La Liga and the attackers are better in Premier League. So now let's dive into each league and let's see. So we can hover it over here and see your information for the country and the league is shown. So we dive into Premier League. We click on it. The map is zoomed and we can see that each team is mapped onto the geographic location of the city which they represent in. So as we know that there are multiple teams representing the same city, let's say Manchester City and Manchester United are both located in Manchester, and their location might be overlapping each other. So we have used jittering in that to separate them out. So also where you can see Liverpool is in Liverpool as well as Everton is in Liverpool itself. So we have used jittering to separate it. Manchester City, Manchester United. So now you can also see from the bar graph, this is for the goals. Or sorry, passes. So let's see for the goals over here. As we all know that Manchester City is one of the very good teams in the whole Europe. Obviously, the goals scored by them would be higher. So we can see from the stats itself that both Manchester City and Liverpool are competing with each other within the leagues, as we can see, or in many previous current years, some past 5 years. The Manchester City is generally winning the league and Liverpool is coming second. So obviously you can see from the goals scored obvious that though they are competing each other, obviously Manchester City is a better than Liverpool. Let's see the passes. So we can even infer that as Manchester City has more passes, it has better opportunities to score a goal itself. So, and the team of strategy of a team is also depicted that they hold more possession or pay more attention towards holding the ball within themselves. So if you can see the fouls, so we can see Leeds United has the highest fouls. As we can see, the Leeds United is a bit lower in ranking than the others. So they tend to make more fouls or are unexperienced. As the players are unexperienced, they commit more fouls. So if we go like for Spain, we can see similar statistics for France, sorry, then Spain. So if we go back to Europe, now we'll move to scatter plot. So these are the three attributes you have chosen, like goals, fouls, and passes. These three attributes can decide your whole result or the output of the game. So like goals, fouls, and passes can make the matches. So you score more goals or commit less fouls or give more passes. Let's analyze them. So as we can see from the scatter plot charts, you can see the relations of them. So as you eh, compared goals versus fouls. So as players tend to commit more fouls, the goals scored are usually less. We can see the declining relation of it. And now goals and passes, as you can see, the more the passes, the more the chances of the goal scored, and actually the more the goals scored are. So we can infer from this that on the whole scale or comparing with the whole Europe, usually teams score more when the ball is passed more, and the more the goal, more the sorry, the less the fouls you commit, the more the chances for goals here. So this is the mantra that each team should follow to get more success. So within individual leagues also, we can see the similar relationships between them, between goals, fouls, and passes. So this we can infer that this is common within each league, that players should commit less fouls and give more passes within each other. So these are the three important relations we have mapped. Now let's move to the radar plot. So there was a recent controversy within the years that who should win the Golden Boy more. So the Golden Boy award is given to the best youngster in that within year. So two contenders were the very stronghold. The one is Jude Bellingham and the other one is Pedri. Jude Bellingham, currently in Madrid, played with Dortmund back before when this data set was created, and Pedri was with Barcelona. Both had impressive performance the whole season, but and it was hard for judges to give the award. So though Bellingham deserved more than a Pedri, but award was given to Pedri. So we'll debate over this and how we can infer from the statistics who deserve more. So as we can see from the radar plot, we have taken this eight, seven, eight attributes. So why these seven attributes only? So this we performed. So our data set had 143 columns in it, and we performed Pearson's correlation from it. And these are the statistics that give us the most less correlation within them. That is, these are all the distinct ones. The other attributes are not dependent on them, or these attributes are not dependent on the other ones. So as we can see, both Pedri, the yellow depicts Bellingham and the red depicts Pedri. So as we can see, both are equally performing on touches, shots, performing for like in team scoring performance like goals and assists. Both lead to goals. So as we can see, Pedri has a bit more goals than Jude Bellingham, and while Jude has more assists than Pedri, so we can count that on the goal scoring front they are contributing equally. But as they both play midfields, so we can see over the tackles won in defensive sector as well as the aerial passes won. So Jude Bellingham has totally outperformed Pedri in that sector. So as well as the touches, both are midfielders, they have higher number of touches. So we can infer from the statistic that Jude deserved to win more than Pedri over it. But as you know, the journalists vote for him. Favoritism may create the bias in it. So actually, the award should be given a statistics rather than the journalist may be voted for it. So now let's see the other players, like two most promising players or the top performing players were Karim Benzema and Kylian Mbappe. One is a veteran, the Benzema, and the other one is the youngster, promising youngster. So let's select them. Karim Benzema, Kylian Mbappe, and we will compare them. So as we can see, yellow Benzema and red Mbappe. So Benzema is a veteran whose age is like 36, 37, and Mbappe is a youngster, 20, 23, 24. But as you can see, that Benzema is actually outperforming Kylian Mbappe on many fronts like goals scored, or the touches, the shots created, assists, as well as aerial zone. Like even though Mbappe is much fit and Benzema is old, so do team managers or scouts need to change players? Like when Benzema is getting old, or he should be removed. And Mbappe is a young, promising youngster who has the youth, energy, and everything. Should the club remove Benzema and take in Mbappe, which has higher salary or and to save money, anything like that? So these are the statistics that give scouts the actual data or the inferences for their decision making. So as we can see, even the Benzema is older, he's actually performing well comparable with Mbappe. So Mbappe is a high-paying athlete. So do clubs need to poach him or keep Benzema? So as we can infer from the statistics, Benzema is actually giving same result, almost same results as Mbappe. So keeping him is more beneficial than buying a new player from it. So another comparison we can do is within the team itself. Let's say we have Luka Modric. So these two players played for the same team, Real Madrid in 2022. So as we can see, but Benzema is a striker and Modric is a midfielder. So we can see that Benzema's involvement is more towards scoring goals rather than Modric, and Modric has more touches than Benzema. So we can infer that midfield players has usually more touches as they hold ball, pass it along for making more chances to score goals, as well as aerials won by Benzema are more because when the pass is passed or given to the box, the players usually have to like take the ball properly and score more goals. So with these inferences, we can infer various relations within the team like goals scored, fouls, and passes that will abilitate the teams to score more goals and win more matches and obviously win more success in the trophies. So this is the date. This half depicts the whole data for the Europe and individual leagues, and this radar plot focuses more on the personal attributes of every player within it. Thank you.